Mock Breakers was a pretty good game, though. No lie. I don't know why specifically I got medical history, ath, all perks. Gosh dang it! I don't know why I randomly started talking about that, but it's because I saw things in my timeline, and among things that should be remade. Oh, if we're talking about games being remade and stuff, at least as close. Oh my goodness, strength and dexterity. At least as close as can be to the original, instead of let's just say what we usually get. Takeshi-san second encounter, and then everything. So this is gonna hurt. But yeah, among the other things that come out that are quote unquote they are remade. Not a lot of them do it that well, in my opinion. I don't know. Well, actually, we do know. But I mean, you guys can judge for yourself. You who is watching. So if you judge a lot of remakes and revivals of old games are better than they are, then I mean, let me know, because I don't know. And you'll have to name specific examples, but again, we could do with a lot of... we still have a lot of games that we can bring back from old times. Just as you know, light novels are being adapted into manga, anime, and so on and so forth. So yeah, we're definitely going to go brick hunting here, by the way. So unlike Toshiaki, Ayaka has... Ayaka's, at least on an all-perk run, Ayaka doesn't really have as much going for her. You do get all perks in terms of... you do get all perks, which can be a bonus, but her curse perks are kind of important, so... I think I keep saying this, but I need to check if Ayaka's luck actually starts at 3. We'll find out when we run into an actual encounter, or not encounter, luck check. Why am I saying encounter? Probably because I have the second encounter check, but yeah, when we get to a luck check, maybe we'll find out. That said, I mean, we can run, but again, I'm not Toshiaki, so I don't get to do anything fun. And yeah, in this specific case... You know what? If we're talking about Brace being not as... I wouldn't rate it a god action. I think I've always said that Brace is a good action to do. Oh yeah, that's right, concussion. But it has its ups and downs. And I talked about how I would never choose to Brace if I have a... I wouldn't usually choose to Brace if RNG is like really, really low. So say I have a 90 or 80% chance to hit with the Brace action, then I would probably choose to do that over maybe prep attack, depending on how many turns it takes to kill. If it takes longer to kill, then I'll probably go with prep attack, or I will lean more heavily toward it. But because the whole point is that you're bracing against odd damage to fight against the probably 3 damage that you're gonna run into, and when you run into a bad or a hard-hitting encounter, then maybe 5 damage, but the point is that you're not taking as much quote-unquote damage. Oh my goodness, I did not bring my... I did not go brick hunting. Well, and I didn't equip the baseball bat, so... Not that I could have done as much, so we're gonna do 80-80 here. And this Doom is gonna absolutely destroy me. I'm not equipping this baseball bat, primarily because I'm gonna go brick hunting, so... Yeah. But, yeah, bracing, it has its pros and cons. Oh, really? Oh, that's right, we're on medical history. Gosh dang it. I should be able to do this, but I need to get lucky. So, again, I know I'm going for like 80% in total, so the chance of me missing one of them is kind of high, but I would have saved 3 Doom there. So, oh, also cut arms sinew. Nice. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that. So, if I were on a character perk run, I would go Witch's Tree to get funds, but since I don't have Ayaka perks, then I can only hope on the RNG of the level ups for perks that will appear anyway, and I definitely need to get rid of this. So, thankfully, again, we get some good luck. I'm not going to deny good luck when it happens. I'll try to point it out, but... it's still, listen, someone else would have hit all those 80% punches and save 3% doom, which is why I lean more heavily towards trying to brace. Okay, of course, again, we loop back to Ayaka not being able to brace well because she has 3 strength on Harbinger, and the weapons you get might not help out as much. That said, 8 strength check, probably maybe only Haru would have passed that, but also taking note of how many times I run into high rolls, basically, that you can't do. Not that I said that, I don't think I've ever said this before, but I'm not asking for a world where there's no RNG, or that there's a strat with no RNG. I'm just pointing out that as you might be lauding the fact that I should be throwing something away. But I'm about to enter school. No, the experience is more important because I need some good perk RNG. I'm pretty sure this bugs it out somehow, but hey, it's fine. But other people would have hit 680%. I think I've talked about something else that happened. I think it was it 680%? But yeah, my luck. At the same time, I will never deny when I get good. Again, I'll try to point it out. So we're taking dexterity here mainly for the brick. I know I should be taking strength, but dexterity is closer to 8. So for the sake of the lighthouse, we're doing that. What was my second encounter, by the way? I think it was 3% doom, but I can't remember the name of the encounter. I'll probably remember it when we get back to it, but that said, let's drink this bottle of water and maybe take, well, if this is Scissors B, it'd be a lot better, but Ward, Scissors, well, Ward you can still rest. They give you the, Pantstas gave us the ability to rest. The only reason why I'm deciding between Ward and Scissors is because usually I like taking a mystery where you're not exploring the whole town second, so Scissors and Ward. Yeah, and Sailors and Arms are free. Yeah, let's do Scissors and find out. So, -2 reason, max 10 reason, can't cast any spells. Let's get rid of this. Again, I usually wouldn't be getting rid of most curses, but we are on... we have all perks again, so let's find out. So immediately, if you didn't know, and for some reason are watching this video now, you can tell if you're on timeline A or B as Scissors if you don't see the... whether or not... based on whether or not you see the 2 ritual moves here. If you see them, then you're on timeline B. If you don't see them, you're on timeline A. So, electricity, upside down star. And hopefully I remember that. That's more me trying to improve my memory. My memory is not the best thing. If it's not... At best, it's probably average. So, with certain triggers. And by triggers, I mean, I will remember things if there's something very, very... memorable about it, in my own interpretation. Different people remember things differently, but that said, 6-3 stamina. So again, I know I should have been using a brick, but I decided to take Scissors first. I could choose to run here, and I probably should, because it's either 5% doom or maybe... So if I hit 3 stamina, I would have probably taken this fight, but because I'm not, and because I need to fight the Scissor Woman at the end here, we need to weaken her as much as possible. So that includes the bat and maybe throwing the empty bottle. So Maru, on the other hand, can't run from, but she's easier to fight. So here we go. I would like to do something else. Out of curiosity, can I do this? I can. It's not guaranteed though, but it's 80%, right? I should be able to hit that. So I should only be losing -3 all in this encounter. I might still die to Scissor Lady at the end here, but let's find out. What we're gonna do is trade 2 reason for stamina. Next turn. Hopefully I hit this. 80%. Come on. Come on, 80%. Good. That doesn't help. Of a lot of injuries I could have gotten, I got cut arm sinew twice in this run. I still kill her, but that's not good for my encounter with the Scissor Lady, so we'll find out. So we definitely want to do this. If I were better off, I might take scissors. I might take the scissors as a weapon, but I would need to go through, I think, 6 more HP, so Also, I really needed this check to be fair, but when it doesn't want to be fair, it doesn't want to be fair, so... Can I get rid of this somehow? Something I'm not seeing? No. This is a luck check, right? So let's find out. So, the reason why I keep thinking I swear someone said it once, but I keep reminding myself because when you see here, this shows you your luck stat. So her luck stat is at 3 here, or should be at 3. If it's not at 3, I mean, you know, I would have passed that check because every other character is at 6. That said, I'm probably dead here because I have one reason, and yeah, this is not going to go well. I can't cast spells, so I'm dead here. The best I could do is try to brace here. Unless I'm going... Also, remind ourselves, we're going to take damage from... oh, no, we're not. Never mind. I was going to say the curse that lowers their reason by 2, but at the end of a mystery, but... I shouldn't die here. But I do need to do the action that you probably normally wouldn't do outside. I mean, if you're comfortable with it, with World of Horror. But that said, I still can't even do the wooden bat, so... Should probably, if I were to think in reflection right before I die, it would probably be to reconsider my encounter efficiency as Ayaka. So I really should have went brick hunting before I entered scissors. That said, I ran to like, Maru included, I ran to like 2 encounters before Scissor Lady. I'm thinking about if I have anything else I can possibly do. I can throw the empty bottle. Okay, let's actually... play with numbers here. This is probably like 2 damage. Well, we're gonna throw this anyway, otherwise I end up dying. That's 4 damage, never mind. If I had Upper Kingdom buff, or Upper Kingdom buffed bottle, that would have been 8? I can't remember. And yeah, this cut arm sinew is not doing me any favors. That said, does that... Wow, I can't even do a heavy attack. And I sure as heck don't want to do... I can't even do that. 84% here. I probably have to go for it, though. It's better RNG than dodge. So at this point... If I assume this is, what, 12 damage, or 11 damage, depending on modifiers, or 10 if the minus is a true modifier to doubling damage, then I would need to dodge. What are my odds of surviving this encounter? I can't even do this because dodge is affected by dexterity, and hey, even though I have dexterity at 6, I can't get anything out of it, so nice. Remember, dodge was nerfed at least once. As I blunder that up. That said, so 40% chance. I think it was lowered from. So let's do a little dodge review here. I should probably timestamp this for myself. Dodge. If I think off the top of my head, I'm not going to look it up. I'll look it up after, and someone could probably comment on it. But I do know dodge used to be 60%. For some reason, it was nerfed to 40%. For good reason. So anyone with good RNG, 60% is pretty good RNG. I mean, just objectively looking at it. It's better than 50%, and it's better than 40%, which it is now. But I swear it got nerfed twice, but if I can't remember. If it was nerfed twice, I mean... Listen, if I were to think about how I were to make dodge more fair, not in terms of just buffing it, it would still be a buff by the objective definition of a buff, but I would probably add something... because you're dodging an attack if we're talking about lore reasons, but gameplay-wise, I would probably have dodge remove 1 damage. Minimum enemies will still do 1 damage, just like Brace, but dodge removes 1 damage, and you get the chance to dodge the attack. Granted, actual implementation, there may be bugs and problems with that, but theoretically, it shouldn't be the hardest thing to do. I'm not saying that Panstez is developing things wrong, or it can't develop a game. I mean, we have World of Horror and Fright in front of us, and it's pretty popular. So, but if I were to think about how to change dodge for the more balanced, again, because removing 1 point of damage isn't so bad. On easier difficulties it is, so I understand why that's not the case. But Skeptic is Skeptic, so it's not meant to be difficult, and normal mode is pretty normal, and you're still taking -1 damage. And, yeah, I mean, you're learning the game at that point. Normal difficulty is what you're meant to be played. Obviously, Harbinger difficulty is not meant to be won, like, 100% of the time, or even I say even 80 or 90% of the time. Even though I see people win Harbinger 80 or 90% of the time. But, dodge as an action... Again, this is kind of... I guess you could say this is kind of biased, because I always play on Harbinger, and before Harbinger I used to play on True Believer. But... even then, when you're trying to dodge an attack, again, dodge and brace are you're trying to avoid damage. So if the way I would usually try to address RNG is to add something guaranteed. But if you still want it to be RNG, you can't have it be complete. Yes, I'm standing here talking about an action right before I die, so I'm extending out the time of the video, but bear with me. Dodge or any RNG action, if you want it to stay RNG, at least add something to it. It doesn't have to be very big. That's why I said even if one damage is too much, make dodge faster at the minimum, so that at least you can do something. And normally you can, so that's a counter argument. Normally you can just throw in an attack, but most of the time it's not like a very accurate attack, if I were to say. So even if this was not on Harbinger, I would probably still have a 70-80% chance, which, I mean, I guess it's balanced. Again, this is all up to Panstaz's discretion, and I'm not trying to persuade anyone to do this. I'm just thinking about how I would balance dodge as an action. So I would lean more towards one guaranteed damage removal. If not that, then make dodge even just a little faster. Like maybe not like 10 time units faster, because you might want to do more, basically. And usually, most of the time, you do need to do more. When you put dodge into practice, you don't really get as much a lot. Will that make it a better action than brace most of the time? No, but it at least gives you an option. So, and again, here it wouldn't help if I removed one damage. So again, it's still an RNG action where you dodge all damage and you dodge all attacks. But and you can say it's redundant, because if you remove one damage, then what's the point of dodging all damage? But again, this only really applies on True Believer and Harbinger most of the time, so I understand why it might not be changed at all. In fact, it got nerfed. I can't remember. I'll probably look into it. There's probably a good reason why it got nerfed, but it's never used, basically. Once you play World of Horror enough, you're almost never using dodge unless you're trying to meme. Let's be serious. So which is the whole reason why, even then, you see in the community, brace, quote unquote, brace and dodge, or quote, brace and dodge are useless actions, unquote. Of course, not everyone believes that, and that's a very, very out of context quote, but in practice, how many times have you seen most people hit dodge on a True Believer and or Harbinger run? The main reason why I talk about True Believer and Harbinger run is because if you're talking about the balance of something, you're not going to rely on someone who, might not be as experienced with the game, or who's new with the game, because they don't know what the most optimal action is, and they shouldn't, because they're playing on a normal difficulty or an easier difficulty. I would never force someone to play on a harder difficulty. At best normal, at easiest skeptic. I would even just say play on skeptic if you really want to, because yeah. So anyway, let's end up dodging now, and let's see how lucky I am. If nothing else, again, dodge is still a fun move. It's just and if one damage is too much, again, I'd be still more leaning towards making dodge 10 time units faster base. Don't change the dexterity scaling. That's okay. I think that's pretty balanced, but at least I still get to play with dodge as a challenge. So until we get that dodge challenge, right? Ugh!